I'm Dana McGraw, and I'm at the moment. Measurement's not finite, it's fluid, and there's not one single metric that answers the question of have you driven value for your brand or your company? It's an and there's all different measures. My career has been a winding road. I actually coached college basketball for 8 years before I got into data and analytics. And when I left college basketball, I started in search engine optimization and made my way into analytics, eventually at Yahoo Sports and ultimately at Disney. It's different every day. Some days we're meeting with brands all day and having conversations about data and how we can collaborate and what value means to them and how we can create value for them. Other days I'm working with internal teams and we're thinking about our data models and our strategy and how we innovate and advance, where we're going to use AI, where we don't want to use AI yet. So each day is a little bit different, but there's a lot of work, again, finding value for brands, finding value for agencies, and how we work together to collaborate around value. Our partners from NFL, Keurig Dr. Pepper, and EDO were there with us, and we really were talking about where measurement stands today, what you can do with measurement, kind of where there's myths and there's things that we have already overcome, where there's still work to do. And really the answer is measurement's not finite, it's fluid. And there's not one single metric that answers the question of have you driven value for your brand or your company? It's an and there's all different measures, and coupled together, you start to understand the picture of have you driven the outcome you intended to drive with advertising. There's general misconception if you think about cross-screen, cross-platform measurement. And I think people see that as an impossible bridge to cross in some cases, and that's just not true. We're able to do it. A lot of it comes back to, do you have the ability to have an audience graph to resolve identity? Those kinds of things contribute. But I think that's a big misconception about measurement, and I think it is a misconception that measurement is a single number, that whatever you're trying to measure comes down to one single number or one single metric, and it's not that. There's a huge halo effect of all of the advertising together. And I think that is the misconception we have to get over, is that we're not stuck on a single number or a single idea. It's the combination of all of those things. I think the big trend is we're talking so much more about outcomes instead of just reach. And I think that's huge, both for us as a media company that wants to drive value, but for brands as well, to start thinking differently about how they approach advertising. I think there's so much more collaboration today than ever before between, an agency and a brand and a large media company, because honestly, we're all driven by the same thing. We all want to create value. We all want to put the customer first and have a great experience. So how do we think about advertising and sponsorships and all of those things together? I think that's now, but it's also the future. I think that only advances more. I think we only insert more kind of technology and AI and thinking to make that process work faster so that we're working together better. It's so quickly advancing. I think it's the velocity of the industry. It's the velocity of not only the advertiser, but the media companies and the brands that, and publishers that are promoting that advertising and creating advertising. So I think there's a lot of thought around matching the creative to the right context, and then how does innovation start to solve those problems. So I think that's a huge takeaway, one, in where we need to continue to innovate, but two, in where we've already gotten and how innovative and quickly the industry is able to turn. Honestly, I think I would tell my much younger self just to be bolder and to be more confident. I think you never lose when you lead with compassion, and you start with compassion and give people a bit of grace, because I think on a daily basis, we all need some grace. But I think for me at the beginning of my career, the biggest thing was I wasn't confident enough to be bold and to be comfortable making sure I was heard. So I think that would be my biggest advice to myself when I was starting. I suddenly feel not super talented, and I don't know that it's hidden, but obviously I played college basketball and coached college basketball. And I think my only other hidden talent is I'm a decent juggler. I'm not here to say great juggler, there's no fire involved, but I can juggle 3 tennis balls at a time.